What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips where you already know we get it in, man. And before we get to the content of the day, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support. We're definitely going up on this channel as well. I wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in. You know, I get a lot of feedback from a lot of my supporters, a lot of the people that have truly stuck with me through thick and thin and are on this roller coaster ride. We're going up, sometimes down. It just depends on how the algorithm feels, right? YouTube has a mind of its own, and all we can do is continue to push forward. So anyways, you know, a supporter asked me a question. He was like, Gun, I love your scary stories. Do you have any more? And I got a whole lot of things in the bag. I got a whole lot of stories in the bag that I've never presented. And I got to thinking about another scary story. And I remembered one, man. And this one right here I'm going to talk about, this was crazy, right? This takes place in Modesto, California in the Central Valley, 25 minutes down the road on Highway 99 from Merced. I got a lot of familia in Modesto, so, you know, I was actually born in Modesto. So I've lived at one point in my life, well, a couple points in my life in Modesto. So I know the city, man. I know the wigglization is real. Motown, man, no disrespect towards Motown. Motown is gangster. Motown is real. Motown is grimy. Motown is solid. That's a fact, right? We call Modesto Motown. It's a name that was given many years ago, man, and it's continued through the struggle. So I'm in Modesto, right? And downtown, you know, there's a lot of clubs and a lot of different bars and spots, and there's the county jail and the Greyhound station, and you know, that's what it's pretty much known for, the Red Lion Hotel, and I remember the Palladium used to be there, and Fat Cats, and all these different spots that we used to go to when I was in the mix. You know, everyone always went to the clubs in Modesto. But anyways, I found myself at one of my prima's house this particular night. And we were chilling and kicking back, and she had a homegirl that slid over. The white girl, right? Little torta, right up my alley, right? So as she slides in, we get to conversating and talking, and she was like, man, I'm hungry. Let's go hit up Denny's, right? So I'm like, fuck it, let's go to Denny's. So we go to McHenry, and there's a couple Denny's on McHenry, right? McHenry's like the long street in Modesto. It's the cruise strip. It's where everyone cruises. But there's one Denny's that's located more so downtown, and then there's another Denny's all the way down McHenry that's, I think, located closer to Briggsmore, which is a street there. So anyways, man, I'm like, let's go. So we jump in the Ranflan, bam. We mob over there to Denny's, and we get our grub. We're eating, me and this chick, and I already know what time it is, man. I'm gonna feed her because I need her, right? I'm gonna go ahead and give her the finer things in life. You know, waffles. They ain't never hurt nobody, right? And then later on, I'm gonna take her back to the primas, go to one of the kids' rooms because they're with their dad this weekend, right? And boom, double up, boom, boom. And then I'm out. I'll never see her again. So I already had a master plan while she's fucking engulfing waffles, right? And then she gets a bright idea. She's like, hey, we should go chill out, go get some liquor and go chill out at the cemetery and see one of my dead homeboys. Of course, I'm not going to turn this chick down. At this point, I'll give her my world. I'll give you my sun, the moon, the stars, the climate. You know what I mean? I'm on an after 7. My eye fucking hurts. I got something in my eye. Can't call it like an alcoholic. So anyways, I agree. Now, there's a cemetery in Modesto called the Acacia Cemetery, right? It's a very old cemetery, probably the oldest in Modesto. It was actually founded in the 1800s by the Masonic people, the Masons, right? And a lot of people have heard a lot of history and a lot of crazy shit when it comes to the Masons. And I can't give you the whole historical rundown on them people because I don't know about that group. But everything that I have heard has been different. I'll just say that without saying too much. So I'm not even thinking about scary shit. I'm not thinking about, hey, it's The Walking Dead and someone's going to come up from the grave. That's not what I'm into. I had never heard no stories about this cemetery, nothing like that. She just wants to go get a bottle and drink next to her fucking homeboy's grave and whatever. I figure out I might bone her right there. It is what it is. Very disrespectful, but very real, right? Now, I have heard stories prior to this date about the hospital that I was actually born in, which was Scenic Hospital in Modesto, right? It's an older hospital. They shut it down. I don't even know if it's still there or if they converted it into like a mental asylum or something, but that place was definitely where I was born, and I heard a lot of legendary stories about, you know, ghosts and and people hearing things. And, you know, you hear about that in any older building. It seems like every fucking city has a legendary ghost that roams the hallways looking for, you know, their lost kid or whatever. We've all heard the stories and the urban tales and the myths. But anyways, here's some real shit. So right across from that hospital is the Acacia fucking cemetery. So we pull up, it's very dark, just like any cemetery would be. And I cut my lights off because I want to be in the cuts. I don't want people to see me going up in here, because then that might bring the riffraff. And plus, you know, at this point in time, I don't know if there's groundskeepers. I don't know if people are out there. You know, it's late night though. So we swooped up the bottle and we go out there. And of course we find her homeboy's grave, and we had to get off the car, park the car, and take off walking to find it. So bam, we're chilling. She's fucking doing what she's doing, and I'm right there like just trying to look at the ass and like hurry up, right? And then I hear something, and I think it's somebody walking, and I go, "Hey, you hear that?" And she turned around real quick because she's kneeling down with her homeboy pouring liquor out, which I paid for, and I'm looking at her like, "Bitch, a shot, right?" And so she hears it too. So about the same time, I'm like, "What the fuck?" Right in my mind, I don't look, but I'm like, "What?" And she looks back at me and she goes, "Was that you?" And I go, "You heard that shit, huh?" And she said, "Yeah, it sounded like somebody was walking up." So I told her, "Shh." Because, you know, this is not my city, man. I'm not from here. I don't know if Vatos are out here kicking it and someone's going to try to get us, rob us, blast us. You know, it's happened. You know, Modesto's grimy like that. Vatos will fucking get you in the cemetery. They'll strip you butt naked and have you out there on the gravestones. So I'm looking around like, okay, it's cool, right? It's nothing. I kind of like crouch down. I don't know why fools always do that when trying to hide. You crouch down and look around like fucking, I mean, stand up or crouch, it doesn't matter. You're there, right? So anyways, we don't hear nothing. And so we're still there, man. And next thing you know, we leave her homeboy's grave. And I'm thinking we're going to jam back to my primas. But we get to the car, man. And we're leaning up against the car. And I'm sure I was getting some of that honey love, right? I was feeling on the butt cheeks a little bit. And trying to fucking put my hands in places that, you know, we do what we does. So I'm over there we're macking and doing our thing, and I hear it again. And this time it sounds closer, like someone's right there, and I'm like, "Hey, someone's fucking with us, right?" She goes, "No, I definitely heard that. Let's jam." So I'm like, "All right, get in." So she gets in the car, and I'm going around, and as soon as I go around, I hear a woman scream, like loud. And I'm like, "Oh shit." And instead of getting in the car and booking, I run back around and open that chick's door because I ain't going to die alone, right? And I'm like, "Hey, did you hear that shit?" And she's like, "Oh, man, that's the screaming lady." And I was like, "The screaming lady? The fuck you talking about?" And she goes, now this chick's from Modesto, so she knows all the legendary urban shit, right? Urban myths. I don't, right? I'm from Merced Homes, and all I know about is fucking crack cocaine, gang banging, and cockroaches, right? So I'm like, "Hey, what do you mean?" She was like, "You ain't never heard about the screaming lady?" I said, "I don't know. You could tell me about that shit on the way to my primas." She's like, "Nah, this shit's funny. You're all scared and shit." I said, "I'm not scared. You know, let me explain to you what my scariness means. My scariness means, bitch, I'll throw you out the car right now and jam. That's me, right?" So she's like, "Nah." She was like, "I guess back in the days, there's supposed to be some ghost that roams around here screaming for her children." And I said, shit. The lady in white. Let me guess. She goes, "No, this is called the screaming lady. This lady's been out here." She goes, "You don't understand. There's been a lot of mysterious deaths that have happened around here." I said, "Well, why the fuck you bring me to a spot where there's been a lot of mystery? You know, it ain't no mystery what I'm trying to do, but you're over here bringing me to a fucking graveyard, a spot. Come on, chick. I know you're white and you guys do things differently, but at the same time, I got love for my gente and I got love for you as well. Wood, right? Let's bounce. Get back to my primas where it's comfortable and we don't have to worry about nothing but the mice running around and an occasional dirty diaper that's found in the corner. You ready?" And she was like, "Nah, let's kick it." So I'm like, fuck it. The pussy it smelled good, right? So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just kick it. And we heard this scream again, right? So she's laughing because she's like, "It's her, definitely," right? But to be totally honest with you, it might have been like an owl or something. But then again, I'm traditional, old Mexican shit. When you see a white owl, you already know what time it is. Someone's going, her, not me, right? Even if it's by my own hand, I'm gonna be up out of here. I'll kick her ass out the car quick. She'll be walking down scenic, mad than a motherfucker, right? You better go over there to the club and see if one of them black dudes will take you home. Because guess what, girl? The Mexicano is out, right? And the brother will probably be out too if you heard that shit. You know, you better stick to someone else. So anyways, she tells me that Scenic, right? Which is a street and it kind of curves right there. That's, like I said, I was born in Scenic Hospital. It's a longer street in Modesto. It's an old street, right? there were several deaths. There were several car crashes that happened right there by that cemetery. It seemed like, and I can understand there's a quick turn, you know, people peel out and do their thing. It could be a coincidence, but I mean, how many people died? And later on, and just the other night, I started looking into this when I realized I was going to tell this story to you guys. And yeah, there was more than the average young people lost their lives on that corner, right? And like I said, it could be just, you know, that's the one corner where motherfuckers peel out. Everyone got that corner in their streets where you take that turn fast and you lose control, right? Especially if you're pisteando all fucked up, which a lot of people in Modesto be partying. But so she's telling me this, and I hear this scream again. And this time, this ain't no fucking bird. This ain't no owl. This ain't no chirujo in the corner fucking going, ha! This ain't none of that. What this is a fucking woman screaming. Okay? And it wasn't a scream. It was a scream more like a cry, like she's crying. Okay? Facts. So up until this point, you know, I've had some paranormal shit happen in my life. You know, I believe I'm a very blessed person. I believe that I got angels that are guiding me. I believe I got homeboys, dead homeboys that watch over me. If you watch a lot of my videos, you'll see, and it's not just dust, right? Because I dust every once in a while. I like pledge, right? But you'll see a lot of orbs floating around in my videos. A lot of people have brought that to my attention, and I look back at my videos, and I didn't see it while I was recording, and sometimes I do. And I think that's dust, right? But you know, I believe that a lot of the homeboys are around me, especially, you know, when I'm talking about a particular dead homeboy that has passed away, then I'll see an orb float over me. And for any of you people that are not believers in the paranormal, don't believe in scary shit, well, I don't know. This ain't the channel for you, I guess, because I do. You know, I know you like gangs and graffiti and all that shit, and you listen to me for all that and for the cooking of the chorizo and the papas and all that. But in real life, scary shit happens. So anyways, look. So we hear it. Now this time she gets a little nervous. She's like, hey, maybe we should bounce. And at this particular time, we're standing outside of the car again because I'm trying to get easy access. I'm trying to feel, right? So I'm actually hugging on her and we're chopping it up and we're laughing. She's like, damn, you were spooked. I said, come on, you were scared too. Let's keep it real. You know, and she was like, nah, not for reals. That shit was crazy. And then that's when we heard that cry. And I look and I'm like, hey, we're out. Fuck that. That was for reals, right? This is where it gets tricky. For reals. So we get in the car. Now, at this time, I had a 98 Dodge Intrepid. Nice, right? Brand new off the lot. I mean, it was brand new because it was 98, but it was off the lot. And my car had never had no troubles. I kept up with the oil change, right? It just was a smooth car. It was brand new. There was no problems, no issues with it. So when we get in my car, she gets in, she puts on her seatbelt, and she's like, let's go, right? Like, fuck that. This shit's getting real tricky. And I go to start my car, and it's dead. It's dead to the point where it won't even turn over. Dead. And I'm thinking, fuck, you know I didn't leave my headlights on because I would see. There was nothing on. There was no reason for it to do this. Fuck, did they hit me with a lemon? Do I got a fucked up flux capacitor? Is my starter all chueco? What's going on here? So of course I'm like, oh no, it has to be something with the battery, girl, because that shit didn't even go that shit went right. So I popped the fucking hood. I'm looking, right? And I'm like, damn. And this ain't back in the days when we all had cell phones. I mean, we had a little Nokia phone. She had one with the little light. So I'm looking with her little light. But this wasn't like everybody having fucking, like it is now, iPhones, like, hey, Siri, send me a UFO to fucking fix my car. It was none of that. You know, AAA, I'm over here at the graveyard fucking hearing people scream. It was none of that. It was just, you're on your own. That's it. You got to walk. So anyways, we're looking and one of my wires from, you know, one of the cables from the battery is all the way off. The positive, right? It's off. And I'm like, looking, I'm like, we drove into this motherfucker. We pulled up in here. Unless my shit was loose and it just fell off when I fucking pulled over, you know, come on now. Someone's trying to keep us in this situation. I'm a paranoid person, right? I'm that type of individual that thinks that way. So I'm looking at her like, and she's looking at me and she sees it all the way off. I said, you can't make this shit up. That part right there, that part. And she was like, you're fucking with me. I said, bitch, did you see me pop the, you were right here with me. It's your camera, it's your phone you're using for the light. Ain't that, I didn't do that, right? And then we hear the scream and it sounds like it's right behind us, right? Truth. You guys ready? I didn't throw the cable back on the battery. Okay, I didn't do none of that shit. That's facts. I fucking hit that hood, And for some reason, I decided that if for no other reason, I was going to jump in my car to start that motherfucker up. And of course, right, nothing. We take off. Boom. We're running, right? Me and the chick. Bitch, hurry, right? She's a little bigger, so she's like, hey, wait for me. I'm like, you shouldn't have had the waffles, right? And boom, I make it out to the fucking street. There's street lights and everything, you know? And I'm walking. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to walk. My grandmother doesn't live far away. All I got to do is get to McHenry, bust a right, and get on down, right, to fucking Cooley, and I'm good, right? Or fucking Coolidge. And so as I'm walking, she's walking with me, and she was like, damn, that shit was crazy. She was like, hey, I'm going to call your prima to come pick us up. I was like, yeah, she don't got the kids. Tell her to pick us up. So she does. So she calls my prima. My prima comes and swoops us up. But I'm stressing. So we get to my prima's house, and I ain't going to lie. Ghost or not, we went straight to the room, and I did a mercy pound, right? Because I had to get my adrenaline was pumped up. So, you know, I had to release tension. I was aggravated. My anxiety was up. My blood pressure was going. And there's only one way to feel more comfortable. And you already know what that is. Bang, bang. So anyways, I do my thing. And then I'm stressing like a Smith & Wesson because my car's in the fucking middle of a cemetery. When the lights come up and the sun comes up, what's going to happen? They're going to be like, damn, this motherfucker just left this shit all parked fucking sideways on someone's grave. You know, it's all fucking parked on someone's dead. Nah. So I'm like, I tell my prima, hey, does your old man know how to fix car, man? Hey, maybe I could put my battery, hook it up, tighten it, and maybe he can give me a jump if it's dead. I don't know, right? So she's like, yeah, he'll take you. So me and this fool pull up, and I'm telling him what happened. Like, hey, fool, we heard some screaming shit. He's like, fool, he's laughing. He's like, bro, that shit's haunted as fuck there. He's like, every time we used to go there back in the days when we were young, because he's from the west side of the Modesto, right? He goes, every time we used to go there, we used to get all fucked up and drunk and hear all kinds of crazy shit. He goes, you know hella people died right there? I said, it's a cemetery. Everyone's dead right there. He said, nah, Charlie, the street right there. I said, yeah. That's what the chick was telling me. Now, this is pre me reading it, you know? And he was like, yeah, fool. He was like, hey, they say fucking cars just, the battery dies on them. They say fucking... The brakes just go out right there. There's been a lot of people that have said this shit. I said, no way. He said, yeah. He goes, man, it's that old white shit, the Masons. Yeah, them motherfuckers are cursed, eh? This is a cursed ass place. He goes, we're not buried here. Should we go bury our people in Turlock, right? I was like, fuck. So here it is. We get to the car, right? And it's like 4 a.m. It's early, right? Because I was stressing after I boned that chick. I'm laying down. I'm like, nah, I can't be fucking cupcaking with this chick. She smells like fucking maple syrup, right? So I tell my prima, I tell your old man, wake him up. She was like, fuck, fool. You ain't asleep yet? I said, shit, man, I was in that motherfucker pounding. Come on, right? So when me and him are going, when he's telling me all this, he's kind of upset because I woke him up, but he's the homie. So he's like, fuck it, eh? So he knows how it feels to, you know, you just don't want to leave your car anywhere. So anyways, when we pull up, right? He goes, hey, get in and sit that motherfucker starts. I go, I wasn't, bro, because the cable was all the way off. Like, all the way off. He said, try that motherfucker anyways. Boom, 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 boom. That shit started right up. He said, you tweaking ass motherfucker, bro. You were tripping. You were too busy trying to get white girl pussy and you weren't paying it. I said, no, my brother, I swear to you, God is my witness, man. He knows this motherfucker. I popped the hood. We looked. Cable was secured and fastened tighter than ever. Brand new spanking car. Truth. I don't know what it was that night, man. I felt it. Let me tell you this. I don't even, to this day, when I go to Modesto, I don't even pass by that cemetery, man. You know, I've heard too much bad shit about it. Like I said, it's crazy. Ask anyone from Modesto that really knows what time it is and is up on game, and they'll tell you. I experienced it my own self. Hairs on the back of my neck on flail. It was for reals. We bounced up out of there. I told he went to my prima's house. I took off. I was like, I don't even want to go back to that house. House is cursed, right? Modesto, respects. I'm out. I'm going back to Merced. And that was the truth, and that's facts. So, man, if you're ever in Modesto and you go and you want to see a haunted place, you know, there's a lot of paranormal activity type motherfuckers that are involved in that, and they like it, right? They want to go kick it and fuck with the dead or whatever. The Acacia Cemetery, I'm going to tell you right now, all I was trying to do is get a mamon. And there was definitely a chick screaming, and it wasn't because of my 11. She was screaming, right? I heard it for facts, man. So later on, when I thought of the story the other day, when the homie asked me, the supporter, you know, subscriber, he was like, hey, bro, can you do a scary story? And I thought about it, and then I looked into it because I wanted to do a little research and trip out. Yeah, there's been plenty of deaths, plenty of crazy shit that's happened there. So with that being said, there's a haunted story for you, man. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, truth is what it is. I tell you my stories, believe it or not, like Ripley's, you ain't got to take my word for it. I said, pull up. Go over there to the Acacia fucking cemetery and go see what I'm talking about. There's several different like cemeteries in one. They got the old Masonic, old school shit, and then they got the ones with the high, like the ones from fucking East LA, or where that area, Boyle, I think it's Boyle Heights, where they got the high, the gravestones, and they got a little bit of everything, man. Go trip out on it. It's very scary looking. In the day, I mean, it just looks like your average everyday cemetery, But at night, it hits different. That's what I get for being a maniaco, huh? Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming, and remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive to struggle, the struggle to strive. I'm going to continue to give you the best possible content I can. If you ask me to do a story and I can righteously do it, I will, man. That's just the way it is. So what do you think? Was I just fucking so stuck on the tetas and the panoche that I was imagining shit? Or do you think the paranormal came and got at your boy? Bang, bang.